Is Bitcoin a waste of electricity or something worse? The environmental costs of Bitcoin are not worth it. Bitcoins are a waste of energy. Let's talk about Bitcoin's insane energy consumption. We've all seen these headlines, but is it true? Is Bitcoin's proof of work really wasteful and inefficient? I'm Maxwell Sanchez, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of VeriBlock. And today, I'd like to take the next few minutes to talk about that and how what we do at VeriBlock makes Bitcoin green. When Satoshi launched Bitcoin 9 years ago, he didn't just create a decentralized digital currency. In fact, that's just one of an ever-growing list of incredible use cases for what it really is that Bitcoin offers the world. And that is the world's first and to date most powerful decentralized global layer of immutable proof. What does that mean? It means that for the first time, every single person in the world can independently verify that something happened without a third party. And it's all possible because of something very, very powerful called proof of work. And proof of work converts computational infrastructure and electricity into thermodynamic seals of immutability that protect all of the data on the blockchain. It's sort of like building a giant electric fence around all the data on Bitcoin and fortifying it. And the more power that we give it, the more secure the Bitcoin blockchain gets for every single person who uses it. And there's a common misconception that Bitcoin is only for moving Bitcoins from point A to point B. But in reality, Bitcoin is just a decentralized, immutable global ledger, and we can put any kind of data on it we want. Votes in elections, transfer of real-world property, and everything that we put on Bitcoin is protected with Bitcoin's full security. So, is proof of work inefficient? Well, we have to remember that proof of work is a security protocol. It's a security mechanism, and that every single security mechanism in the world, digital or physical, appears inefficient at first glance. Take, for example, a padlock on a shed. Someone had to mine metal out of the ground, melt it down, shape it into special shapes, put the lock together, package it, ship it across the country. Also, I could stop some asshole from stealing the shovels I have in my shed. That seems very inefficient, but it's a counterbalance for human nature. And so when we look at proof of work and we ask whether it's efficient or inefficient, we have to do so in a comparative sense, comparing it to something that it replaces or obsoletes or improves upon. And today, that's legacy infrastructure. Legacy infrastructure, if we were to adopt Bitcoin and proof of work, either directly or more likely indirectly, to replace or greatly improve a lot of the pieces of the system, we could dramatically reduce the resource expenditure of this infrastructure, which is huge. Think of all the tall buildings, think of all the AC running in them, all the people working 9-to-5 jobs, all the paper printouts of financial records and ledgers, all the warehouses to store those. But Bitcoin and proof of work do much more than just that, too. They also address something that's a lot more nuanced about the legacy infrastructure, and that's its vulnerability to fraud. Fraud is the epitome of inefficiency. Fraud is a system that was designed to do something that not only fails to do it, but does so in such a catastrophic manner that we no longer trust it to do its job in the future. And Bitcoin and proof of work, if we properly embrace it and use it, can eliminate or greatly reduce the amount of fraud that's possible in our systems today. Think of all the Brinks trucks driving around. That's a lot of power being consumed. And so, the only thing that's truly inefficient about Bitcoin is that it's an amazing resource that we aren't properly utilizing. We have this beautiful, immutable global ledger of proof, and we're just using it for Bitcoin transactions right now. What can we do to make that better? Well, that's where VeriBlock and the VeriBlock blockchain comes in. For the past 3 years, we've been developing the VeriBlock blockchain, which is the world's first truly decentralized, trustless, transparent, and permissionless blockchain solution that allows every blockchain in the world to inherit Bitcoin's full proof-of-work security to secure all of the transactions on its own ledger. And we do so using a new mining protocol that we call proof of proof. And now that we can extend this mining power from Bitcoin to all the other blockchains in the world, those blockchains themselves can solve problems with the existing legacy infrastructure because of the amazing security profile of Bitcoin that they operate within. To do proof-of-proof mining, people do proof-of-proof security transactions between blockchains, which is a critical part of the way our infrastructure works. And now, because they do these proof-of-proof transactions, we can allow all of these other blockchains in the world to still use low-power mining consensus protocols. You may have heard of proof of stake. Proof of capacity is a lesser well-known one that if you haven't heard of, you might want to check out. It's really cool. And they can use these while still solving the issues of weak subjectivity and similar that they've historically been prone to because they're inheriting Bitcoin's full proof of work to layer on top of them and secure them. So if you'd like to learn more about how we do what we do, you can visit veriblock.org, you can email us, you can follow us on Twitter, we're also on Telegram, or you can stop by our booth in the main exhibitors hall, number 20. Thank you.
Okay.